Доброго дня. До слова запрошується речник Міністерства.
Good afternoon. The floor is given to Ministry of Defense spokesman on ATO-related issues, Colonel Lysenko. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Now the information about the events that happened in the ATO area and also about training of Ukraine armed forces. In Lugansk area, the enemy violated ceasefire along the front line. At that, they used small arms. And continued shellings were in Stanitsa Luganska. We should say that enemy snipers were active. And in Popasnyansky region, there were firing between ATO forces and the enemy. And in Zhovte, the enemy organized short-term mortar shelling. During the last 24 hours in the Lugansk area, there were 9 enemy shelling, including 1 with the use of heavy weapons. The Donetsk area. Military actions were in Lugansk and Avdiivka and in its suburbs. At both sites, there were mortar shellings delivered by the enemy. They launched 80 mines, mortar mines of different caliber. Ukrainian forces were forced to return fire. In all cases, the enemy violated ceasefire during dark hours and the twilight. On the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Donetsk area, there were 6 enemy shellings, half of which with the use of heavy weapons. Mariupol area. As previously, it is the zone of the most intense military actions. In Krasnogorovka, the enemy delivered fire for 4 hours without break with the use of heavy weapons. They used mortars and 152mm howitzers. And as the result, a civilian woman was wounded near one of the houses. And also the situation is difficult in the coastline area of Pavlopil-Shirokina. There were in Shirokina 3 heavy shellings with the use of tank, and also the occupants massively use mortars. Also, the enemy delivers fire using mortars and APCs near the Kuchayevsk. On the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Mariupol area, there were 31 enemy shelling, including 18 with the use of heavy weapons. During the last 24 hours, as a result of the military actions, no Ukrainian serviceman was killed, but 1 Ukrainian serviceman was wounded near Troitske in the course of shelling. In Novotroitsk, the police officers detained the militant. It was identified that he was in the ranks of the militants in May till August 2014, and in Golmivska village of Gorlovka City Council, he fired using mortar. Yesterday, SBU freed Ilya Bogdanov, who was abducted by Russian special forces. Ilya Bogdanov is a former officer of FSB, and he refused to execute illegal orders of Kremlin and turned to Ukrainian side. And law enforcers started searching for Bogdanov on the 14th of November, when they received information that he went missing. Together, SBU, Prosecutor General Office, and the National Police, they got information that Russian special forces planned to retaliate, and they wanted to seize Bogdanov and kill him in the territory of Russia. Russians planned to bring Bogdanov through Ukraine-Russian border with the help of their proxies in Ukraine. Servicemen of Alpha Special Unit timely prevented this crime, freed Bogdanov, and detained enemy agents. And this is not the first time this case happens, because in February last year, SBU detained a killer who wanted to shoot dead Bogdanov using sniper rifle. And One former militant was released from criminal responsibility in the framework of SBU program that is called the Wait for You Back Home. And the woman who served as a machine gun operator in LPR was released from criminal responsibility. First, she saw that the militants treated inhumanely their subordinates. That's why she turned to law enforcement bodies of Ukraine, and she didn't commit any heavy crimes. That's why she was released from criminal responsibility. Now she's back home and she found work. Also in Lviv Oblast, Maple Arch 2016 international training completed, and more than 200 participants from Canada, Lithuania, Poland, and Ukraine participated in this training. And Ukraine was represented by Assault Battalion of 18th Brigade of Paratroopers, who is part of Lithuanian, Poland, and Ukrainian Brigade. The structure of this unit was adopted in the way to correspond NATO standards. In the course of training, they worked on the elements of stabilizing and peacekeeping operations, and the scenario was developed by Canadian experts. Hetman Sagaidachny frigates, they're students of 5th year of military Marine Academy. They had practical training on topic how to operate electric and mechanical systems of the ship, and the future officers prepared the ship for operation in military conditions. And also now there is 18th cycle of those who serve under contract in 2016 who are trained to operate RPCs and tanks in the 184 training center. They will pass exams, and only those can pass these exams who were trained for more than 90 hours and meet all necessary requirements. Officers who are studying at National Academy, they are future masters of the service, and each officer they rehearsed their actions in the course of what they were trained in their duties in the service, and also they were provided with some maps, and they had some training, and they responded to some questions. Oksana Muller, TSN 1+1. So the about Mariupol area, information provided by OSCE that there is accumulation of forces of the enemy there. Representatives of OSCE, they have their own information on this, and we know more about it. We have permanent monitoring of the situation along the front line, including Mariupol area, depending on the accumulation of forces. And there is we create a decision in case the enemy accumulates forces. We have plans how to respond. That's why any attempts to violate this regime, we are ready to repel the enemy. That's why keep calm and everything will be okay. We are ready. Do you have information about the declaration that Ukrainian and Russian border was crossed by 30,000 people in military uniform, as they say? Do you have information what was the period? Because we were not able to ask them. Do you have information of this? So this number of people that we fix that crossed the border, this is the number of people who crossed the border in several months. This is connected with the reinforcement of units of enemy and rotation of Russian officers who also carry out their duties in the occupied territories of Donbass. And also they said about special cars with the signature that that the bodies are carried out there. Those dead Russian servicemen who died in the territory of Ukraine, and only officers of Russian Federation, they are brought to Russia, and those proxies who participated and who they are not brought there. They are not counted. Do you have other questions? No questions. Thank you.